Okay, you guys, come make breakfast with me. Story time part one on how me and my 4 year old were attacked by two pit bulls on the way to pick up my oldest son from aftercare. So usually this would be a normal day if I didn't have him, but that day he did not go to school. My youngest son, he didn't go to school that day because he had a doctor's appointment. So I had to run around and take care of bills, and I decided let's just do it all on the same day. um, I went and grabbed lunch after his doctor's appointment, and we decided, it's time to head back to the house because it was get like into an hour frame to, excuse me, it was almost an hour frame to get my oldest son from after school off the bus. So as we started heading back to the house, and I really don't have nothing outside like my phone in my hand, and I had my keychain, and it had like a compartment with like a wallet and change pocket. So I really didn't have anything else in my hands. Okay, just keep that in mind. I just had like my phone in my right hand, and I was holding Jackson's hand in my left hand. And as we were walking, I realized that the street that we lived on was starting construction. So like I ended up taking the longer route because one, I wanted to tie my youngest son out, and secondly, we had some time crunch, and I didn't really want to go through the construction. So we ended up taking the longer way to get to the bus stop. And as we decided to start going up the hill, I'm like going through my phone and stuff, and then I hear the dog on the left of me where Jackson's staying, which is like the dog that I'm used to that lives in this up house, started barking that was in the yard. So I ended up just moving a little bit. But as I looked up to look at that dog, something told me to look straight because I need to be looking upward anyway to watch traffic and stuff. And as I looked farther up the street, I realized that there are two pit bulls walking down the street with no leash, no one with them. So now I'm kind of concerned because like I'm not fearful of dogs, but at the same time I know everybody don't treat their dogs the same. So I'm like guarded, and plus I have my 4 year old with me. Okay. So at this point, I ended up picking my 4 year old who was on the left of me that I was holding his hand. I picked him up and put him on the my right hip, and I'm just watching the dogs, just just walking and stuff, and I'm trying to decide where am I going because, like I said, there is a dog that I'm familiar with who house. Well, there's a neighbor's who houses because this is like our street. We're meeting at the T mark at this point, and I know the dog who lives in that gate. And I'm like, I ain't trying to mess with that dog either. You're saying in the gate or out the gate. So I'm like, let me move closer towards the middle of the street because on the right side of the street, there's cars. You saying? So I'm like, if these dogs come this way, I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just like standing in the middle of the street, just trying to see what they about to do, but also like watch my surroundings, see if I can grab everything. And before I can get a chance to think and stuff, my 4 year old actually now he's seeing the dogs because he didn't realize why I picked him up. He just realized that I picked him up and he didn't care. You know what I'm saying? He would just have to be picked up. Once he seen the dogs, he literally pointed his finger out at the dogs and was like, "Oh, mommy, dogs." And the minute he said that, the dogs were kind of like not coming directly towards us. They turned to look at us, and especially the big one. The big one turned and looked at us and started to run towards us. And all I could think was to take my keychain off my neck and start